Hello and welcome to another World Cup edition of the Dream Team Professor podcast. In this episode, we're just going to be doing a recap on yesterday's games, which was the Netherlands versus USA and Argentina versus Australia. And then we're going to be doing a quick preview of today's fixtures. So we've got France versus Poland and England versus Senegal. So we'll start with the recap. Netherlands got a 3-1 win against the USA. The star man was Daley Blind with 15 points, but it was quite a tight one, quite a controversial one, because a lot of people have Dumfries. He's 4.5 million. He got a goal and 2 assists, 8.9 rating, but still didn't get star man. That was taken by Daley Blind, who got a 9.2. So he got a goal and an assist in this game, 15 points in total. So it was quite a close one. I looked up to the who scored stats just to see what sort of nudged it in Daley Blind's favour, and he got about 7 tackles to, I think it was around 2 for Dumfries, and then he had a slightly higher pass accuracy. I think it was by about 10%. That was the only sort of differences I could see, so really not much in it at all. But we did have Depay started this game, and he was disappointing in the last fixture, so I actually didn't bother bringing him in and turning my sides. But of course, he ended up getting a goal in this game. And it was a really good finish after a lovely bit of build-up play, actually. So he finished with 8 points and a 7.9 rating. Cody Gakpo, who's been really popular, only 4 million, obviously got 3 goals already in the tournament. He didn't get a goal in this game, but he did finish with a rating, so he got the 3 points. If you didn't have Blind or Dumfries in your defence, it was quite disappointing for any of the other defenders. You had Virgil van Dijk only got a 6.8, and Ake only got a 6.8 as well. Timber, he finished with no points with 6.6 rating, but Nopper in goal, he made a few good saves and managed to get bang on a 7 rating, so 3 points for him. But other than that, outside of those goal scorers and Gakpo, there wasn't really many points to go around. From the USA, you had Pulisic got an assist, but he finished with a 6.9, so didn't get the rating points. And then you had Wright up front, who he scored the goal for the USA, which was gutting for a lot of people that had any Dutch assets, but I think a lot of people did target going with more than one for this fixture, so a bit disappointing there. And then the other game was Argentina versus Australia. And the star man was Messi, of course. 13 points for him and a really nice goal as well. So, yeah, he's been really good so far and he's really been delivering in this tournament. So, 3 goals, 1 assist and 2 star man awards for him so far, which is a really good return. And if England don't do it, I think I would quite like to see him actually lift the World Cup. But, yeah, he really has delivered. Otamendi, he got an assist for that goal. 7.1 rating for him and 5 points. But in the rest of the defence for Argentina, there weren't any points to go around. The only other point scorers in this game from Argentina was Julian Alvarez, who got a goal, so 5 points, but again finished on a 6.9, so that's a bit gutting if you did have him. You missed out on an extra 3 points there. And then you also had Depay, who finished with 3 points as well for a 7 rating. But again, not many points to go around in this game. And I think a lot of people would have targeted this Australia fixture for that Argentina clean sheet, so that could have been a disappointing one. Then, of course, with Argentina winning their game and the Netherlands winning theirs, that sets up a really good tie in the quarter-final between Argentina and Netherlands. I think that's going to be a really close one, and it's going to be a really hard one to navigate in Dream Team because a lot of people have got Argentina defence and Holland defence, so you're going to have to decide, and even Cody Gakpo or Messi. You're going to have to decide whether you want to have players that are going to be facing each other, and you've at least got 50-50 chance of one lot going through, or do you just stick with one team and just hope for the best that they will go through? It's going to be quite a hard decision to make. Personally, I think Argentina are going to qualify through that game. I just have a feeling it's going to be a close one, but I just have a feeling that they'll have too much for Holland. But let us know in the comments below who you think will go through out of Netherlands and Argentina to the next round. Then on to the match day previews, and obviously now we're getting deeper into the tournament. There are a lot less games to preview. So we've got France versus Poland and England versus Senegal a bit later. So yeah, we'll start with the France game. And on the right hand side, we've got the predicted lineup from who scored. So we've got Hugo Lloris in goal, Hernandez, Upamecano, Varane and Koundé, Rabiot, Tchouaméni, Mbappe, Griezmann, Dembele and Olivier Giroud up front. So I can't see anything but a France win from this game, but Poland aren't going to be pushovers. So really, I think that Poland could score in this game, so I won't be targeting any of the defenders personally. I think Mbappe at 7.5 has been brilliant. 28 points, 3 goals and 1 assist so far. I think Giroud at 3.5 million is really good value again. So he's got 2 goals so far, but only 13 points, which seems low for the 2 goals he's got. And then Griezmann's 5.5. He's got 13 points as well in total. He's had 1 star man, 1 assist, but hasn't scored yet in this tournament. He's been playing a bit deeper than what he used to previously. But that front three are probably the guys I would look to target. If I was going to choose from the defence, which I am planning to bring some France defenders in a bit later on in the tournament, probably after they hopefully face England. But then I think 3.5 million for Upamecano and 4 million for Hernandez look like the best value options. I think Brazil are probably going to go furthest in the tournament, so I kind of want to hold some budget back for some of their defenders because they have got a few more expensive ones. The area that I do find a bit hard to choose from France is that midfield area, so I find that a little bit difficult. I guess Dembele could be a good option at 3.5, but that does seem to be a sort of area that there is a fair bit of rotation. So for me, I'm probably going to stick away from that for the time being. I've found that throughout the teams really. I also find it with Brazil that they've only got really Vinicius Junior that's a good midfield option. I think there is a real lack of midfield options that seem appealing in this tournament. Then on to the England game, and I think the front three is going to be the biggest question that we need answered before we can decide who would be the best players to target. Who scored have gone with Rashford, Kane and Saka as their front three in the predicted lineup. But I think it's going to be so hard to choose between Saka, Rashford and Foden really. I think all of them are really good options, but I would just wait till the lineups come out before making a decision, and bear in mind that if the game isn't going to plan, there probably are going to be the sort of players that are going to get rotated. If Saka's not playing well, you might see Foden come on. If Rashford's not playing well, you might see Sterling come on. There's a lot to choose from there. So really, I think probably Harry Kane is the one player in that forward line that we know is going to start. But the only problem is he hasn't scored a single goal this tournament. He's been scoring okay because he's had quite a few assists, but hopefully he can get his first goal in this game. So back to that predicted lineup then. So they've gone for Pickford, Shaw, Maguire, Stones and Walker, which was what the lineup was for the last game. But I think it'd be really harsh for Kieran Trippier to be left out. But there is going to be a decision to be made somewhere, whether or not Trippier plays at left back, or whether or not Southgate goes back to the back five and having Walker as the third centre back and Trippier as the right wing back. It's going to be hard to know. But one thing I did see with their lineup, they've gone Bellingham, Rice and Phillips in midfield, and I'd be so surprised if they put Calvin Phillips in there this early on. He came on as a sub, but he's played barely any football really this season so far. So Henderson maybe, Mount maybe, but can't see Phillips playing there, to be honest. I think they've got that one wrong, but we'll see later on. Obviously, I think we're going to have to wait and see what the lineup will be before we can really choose who to target. But the one person that I've not stopped banging on about so far this tournament is Harry Maguire. I think he's really one of the best options in this defensive line. He's been solid. Stones has been really good too, but Maguire's only 4 million and Stones is a little bit more expensive. So I think you get better value for money with Maguire. And his set piece threat has been really good, and even just his build up, he's been getting 7 ratings quite regularly. So I'd go for him in the back line and wait and see what the rest of the lineup's going to look like. Harry Kane up front is my other top pick, quite an obvious one. I don't expect him to keep going without scoring a goal. Whoever those wing options are, I would potentially consider them. Saka's a little bit cheaper, and I think Rashford's fairly cheap as well. So one of those two could be good if they're starting, but again, Foden is a really good option, and so is Sterling. So really, you have to wait till the lineup comes out. And then on to my team update. So yesterday I had Noppert in goal. He got me 3 points. I had Ake, who was one of the few defenders for Holland that didn't manage to get any points. It's a shame because Blind is the same price and he really delivered yesterday. So in hindsight, it would have been nice to have him, but there we are. And then, so today I've got, from my back line, I've got Trippier, Shaw and Maguire all starting. And then onto the midfield, I've still got Musiala, who is eliminated. I'm looking to move him on for Olmo when that Spain game comes up. I've got Vinicius Junior, I've got Asensio, I've got Messi, who got me 13 points. I've got Cody Gakpo that got me 3 points, and then again today I've got Harry Kane that's going to be playing. And then my plan, you might have seen it, I released a a knockout stages strategy video, so I'm going to link to that here. But what I'm planning to do is have these England players play today, and then you can make 3 transfers a day. So after that, I think I'm going to look to bring in some Brazil defenders. So I'm looking at Militao and Sandro to potentially replace Trippier and Ake. So the thinking behind that is that England are going to play potentially France in the next game. So that's going to be a tough one, and I'm not sure whether I think they'll be able to keep a clean sheet in that. But Brazil, I'll be able to cash in on their next 2 games, which could be South Korea and then potentially Croatia. So 2 quite good fixtures for Brazil. So I'm going to try and make this team start the transition towards Brazil, because I've got a predictor, and I predicted that Brazil should make the final. So that's the way I'm going to play it. And obviously I get a few more games out. You don't have to wait until these round of 16 games are over before you bring in extra players, so I can kind of get 2 for 1 out of those Brazil players if I bring them in now. So if you need a bit of help with your knockout stage strategy, I've got that video that you can check out for a little bit of help. And if you've enjoyed this video, please do like and subscribe to the channel for some more World Cup Sun Dream Team content. Thanks for watching.